Hello, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. This is our 12th episode. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Mr. Superman, not so super feeling after all today, ain't it? After the game last night. So look at Harry's face, man. He ain't so happy today, but I'm happy. Look at me. I have a clean shaven look. I'm happy. I'm happy. Harry, tell us, how are you feeling today?
I tell you what, Ram. Firstly, I'm feeling extremely sleepy because it was, as you know, we played early in the morning against Madrid. Barely got any sleep after. Normally, when Liverpool loses, I don't get much sleep, especially if it's that time of the night. Watch game at that point of night. So, so lack of sleep, went straight into work, a little bit depressed, actually quite depressed. So that's how I feel, man. Not great, bro. I know you're feeling great, but I'm not feeling great.
I'm feeling amazing, but I got to give you credit for something, though. I mean, I think you did something right. You predicted the score correctly, but it's for the wrong team. How do you feel about that?
Yes, it's not great, man. Jamal is probably the happy guy here.
Yes, Jamal, this shout out is for you, man. You did it.
I was expecting us to take revenge. You see, 3-1, we lost in 2018. We'll win 3-1, but guess what? They repeated the trick on us again. And man, to be honest, it didn't go well at all. I mean, if you ask me from my perspective on the game, Madrid can do this to any team, and especially in their home ground, right? Because it's Madrid. They've got quality all across the pitch. But what really disappointed me was not the scoreline, because Madrid can do that to anyone, like I said, but it was the performance. The performance was horrible. We should have lost by 6 or 7-1. So the big bonus here, guys, and the Liverpool fans out there, is we're still alive. We still have hope, because based on that first half performance, from our midfielders, our strikers, and more importantly, our defenders, we should have been Madrid should have been out of sight. Like, it should have been 6 or 7-1 to them, you see. So at least we're still alive in the game. Like, that's the only positive I can take out of that, Ram. That's about it, man.
Okay, so basically the away goal you feel is good enough to take back to Anfield. Is that what you're saying? And something's going to happen?
It's not good enough because of the way the way Madrid opened up our defense yesterday, and they're going to do it again at Anfield. So the one away goal, I think, is not enough because essentially, if we win 2-0, we're through. But I don't think we're going to be able to keep a clean sheet, and that's where the problem is. But at least there's hope. It is possible. Okay. If Alisson has a stormer, if the defense pulls something out of the hat, if our strikers do some magic like they did in the past when the fans were in the ground. Obviously now there are no fans at Anfield, but if they do something like that, like a Barcelona again, then it's obviously possible. But yeah, I'm not very confident going into it. It's just a bit of hope that I still have, based on the fact that it's Liverpool and we can pull this off. It's the team I support, right? So we got to back them. Yeah.
All right, well said. Harry, good luck to you in the second leg, and all Real Madrid fans out there and Liverpool fans. If you want to comment down below, please do so. Give us your reactions and give us your thoughts.
The one thing I'll say is, Madrid was smart yesterday, Ram. So what they did was they actually played the way some of the smaller teams have been playing us in the Premier League. Instead of being instead of actually going gung-ho attack, because they know we're really good in the counter attack, we'll get the ball, we'll play it forward quickly to our strikers. They defended deep and they pressed in the right areas, and they got the ball back, and they pulled counter attacks on us instead in their home ground. So that was very smart, and they targeted Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Harry, you said the midfielders were pensioners. How do you think they fared against Liverpool, man?
I mean, they're pensioners, but my God, man, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric are unbelievable, bro. They're still brilliant. So yeah, they were smart, bro. They were smart. They defended deep. They targeted Trent Alexander-Arnold's position, because he kept vacating his position to fly up front. And Vinicius Jr. was brilliant because he kept moving into that space. He kept moving into that space, and I think that's where they hurt us. So, I mean, let's hope for the best in the second leg, and hopefully Klopp can work something out. But I think, but kudos to Madrid and their pensioners, and kudos to Zidane, because I think he's got his tactics spot on against Klopp yesterday.
Well, thank you very much, Harry, for giving us your insight on the game. I think it was of course a good game overall. And of course, everyone out there, if you want to just chip in with your comments, go down ahead, subscribe to our channel, and of course, look forward for next upcoming shows as well. So, Harry,
a quick word for the Liverpool fans out there: don't give up, guys. That's specifically the reason I wore this T-shirt as well. It's going to need a superhuman our Superman effort in the second leg, but we can pull it off, bro. We've done it before.
Well said, Harry. You're so motivational, but I don't think Liverpool will go through. Anyway, moving on. Moving on, Harry. Tell us what's coming up today. What's going on?
All right, cool, guys. Listen, we've got something really interesting up our sleeves today in terms of what we're bringing to you. As you guys must have heard, as you must have heard as well, Ram, Sergio Aguero is leaving Manchester City.
That's good news.
yeah, I mean for opposition fans, but as a football fan, it's bad news because he's a fantastic
Yeah.
striker and he's been great for the Premier League.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's leaving Manchester City, and there's been a debate going on really in the football world. It's a debate that we have thought about as well. Does Sergio
Yep.
Aguero rank as one of the top Premier League strikers of all time? And that's
Yep.
the burning question, I think, on everyone's mind. The debates have been going on around England and globally for this as well. So we thought we'll chip in as well. We'll give our thoughts on this, right? So what we've done, guys, very simply is me and Ram sat down. We came up with a short list of about. Actually, it's not really a short list. Like, it's a long list of about.
It's a long one.
It's a long list. It's a long short list of about 20 strikers, who we think have been phenomenal in the Premier League era. And based on that short list or long short list, we then ranked our top 5 strikers. So Ram has his list. I have mine. I haven't seen Ram's. He hasn't seen mine. And we're going to debate that today, right? So very quickly, guys, and very quickly, Ram, these are the names of the on the long list basically that we had to contemplate, right? It's Michael Owen, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Robbie Fowler, Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, Didier Drogba, Thierry Henry, Les Ferdinand, who was brilliant as well, Dwight York, Andy Cole.
Oh my God, partnership. Ooh, yeah.
Harry Kane, Wayne Rooney. We then had Alan Shearer, of course, Ian Wright, Robin Van Persie, Sergio Kun Aguero, Jamie Vardy, Dennis Bergkamp, Jermaine Defoe, who actually scored a lot of goals in the Premier League, actually.
He was pretty good,
yeah, good finisher. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Ooh, that guy, muscle man.
Muscle man, good player. Gianfranco Zola, Eric Cantona. That's the list that we had to work with, guys. So as you can see, it's a pretty long short list, but yeah, we had to look at them as some of the greats over the Premier League era, basically. So, all right, Ram, did you think through this? How did you come up with that list, man?
Man, I have to say, Harry, when you told me to pick the top 5 out of this list, when we had that discussion, I was like, oh man, 20 of awesome, great players that you actually put on this list, and I've only got a chance to pick 5 of them. So definitely was difficult to pick 5 because all of them that we have mentioned in that list are good. And of course, it was a difficult choice for me, but I think I have picked my best 5 of the Premier League. I really think I have a good one.
Brilliant, man. I know it's got no chance against mine, but you know what? We want to hear.
That's what you always say.
We want to hear, not just me. I'm sure our viewers will want to hear your top 5, Ram. So tell us your top 5 strikers of all time and rank them as well. So I say start with number 5. Build it up, man.
Okay, I'm going to start with number 5. Okay. My number 5, was a Chelsea Blues. One of my all-time, feared strikers whenever they play, whenever actually he comes against United. So number 5 is none other than Didier Drogba.
Ooh,
yeah, man, Didier Drogba. Yes, the Drog. I still feel until today he can still play a good game. If he had a chance to play football again, I think he's still that good. So yes, Didier Drogba for me, number 5. I'm going to move on with number 4 now, Harry. Okay. So number 4 is a French masterclass. Okay. Now for me, this guy personally, if he could play for United, I would have been so happy. But of course, it never happened. It's none other than Frenchman Thierry Henry. Oh my God, this guy.
All right, this one I've got to. This one I can't believe you've picked him at number 4, man, Ram. I think he should have been much higher the list. He's probably considered the best of the lot. So why number 4, bro?
Well, to be honest, right, as a football fan, of course, and I look at him play. I've seen a lot of players play, a lot of strikers. He's good, he's good. But there's just some element about him, like, when the ball is being crossed into the box, I feel there's so many other players that can actually finish it off better than him. And he's one of those players that can make those solo runs. He can come up, outside the box, make shots outside the box. But I still feel as an out and out striker, there has to be some element where, the moment is ball is whipped in to the box, there's somebody else that can actually finish it
So
better than him. So that's why,
you like those brute force,
yes,
typical old school number nines, lah.
yeah,
Okay,
yes,
okay, cool.
yes,
It's
that
your
is
list,
right.
man.
That
It's
is
your
right.
list. I don't agree with it, but it's your list, bro.
It's okay. So number three, yeah, number
Yep.
three. Moving on to number three, I have one of my favorite players of all time, none other than Wayne Rooney. Yeah, Wayne Rooney. Of course, he is one guy that whenever I watch him play, you always get confidence up front. He's always scoring goals, and he is creating goals, and he's now one of the all-time top scorers for Man United. He's up in the books right there, and that's why he's at number three. So Wayne
That's
Rooney, number three.
that's Man United bias there, guys. There's no freaking way Wayne Rooney makes it
Hey,
into top five out of that list, man.
oh come on, oh come on,
That's United
hey,
bias right there. And just wait
whatever.
and watch. I got a feeling there's another United player coming up. I don't know why. I've got a strong feeling.
Look, Harry, if you tell me there's no Liverpool player in your list, come on. I'm sure there's going to be one or two right there. I haven't seen your list, but I'm pretty sure you might have one or two.
Who's your
So,
number two,
okay,
bro?
my number two.
Yep.
Okay, it's one of my all-time favorite strikers in the Premier League. I really enjoy watching this guy. It's none other than Alan Shearer.
Okay, that's your typical old
yeah,
school number nine, lah. Man,
yeah. I mean, Harry, don't you
Premier
think
League all-time Premier League top goal
all
scorer, man,
time?
Alan Shearer.
Yes,
What a
that
player.
is right. What a player. And Harry, you gotta agree with me. This guy, whenever he's on top form, he sets fire to the field, man. He sets fire. He scores tons of goals, and he really makes things happen, as much as possible. So much of power in him. So yes, Alan Shearer, number two. Do you want to know who's my number one?
Alan Shearer is a good pick, man. Yeah. Who's your number one, man?
Do you
Out
want
of
to
that
take a
list.
guess?
I've got a strong feeling I know who it is, man. But I like you to share it with everyone.
Okay, you think so? You think you know who it is? Okay,
Yep.
so yes, my number one, of course, as a United fan, I think this is my all-time favorite striker ever existed in world of football. King Eric Cantona.
Oh, the Frenchman.
Yes, the Frenchman
He,
King
he,
Eric
he, he was
Cantona.
he was just a kung fu artist, bro. He wasn't really a player.
You Liverpool fans, that's all you can ever think about him. But you can't even think about how good he was.
But
How
fair play.
amazing he was.
Fair play, man. I mean, I would have wanted him to play for Liverpool as well. I mean, he scored a FA Cup final goal against Liverpool, a volley from outside the box. I remember that, to win the FA Cup for United. But I think, even though he was a United player, I got to give him credit, man. He was brilliant. And one thing I liked about him was his style, bro. I remember he scored a goal. I think it was against Southampton where he chipped the keeper and then he just turned around, looked around the stadium and his collar up. I mean, that guy had arrogance, style. Yeah, he was. It's a good pick, man.
And think about it, Harry. The time when he got sent off for that kung fu kick against the fan, he was out for I think 8 months. He was banned for 8-9 months.
Yep.
And when he came back, he only had one yellow card the entire season. So he literally changed. He became a better person, and of course, he remained one of the best players that ever existed in the Premier League. So yeah, that is my top five, guys. If you think that you have a better top five than I do, go ahead, comment down below.
Yeah, and let us know if we missed out on any on the long list, by the way, guys. I mean, we came up with that long list and it was a pretty long list, but we may have missed out one or two. So yeah, let us know if you guys have anyone else that should have been in that list or in our top five as well. It's our opinion. It's our opinion at the end of the day, but we just want to know your thoughts as well. Yep.
Yeah, forgive Harry. He had sleepless nights. He probably might have missed out a few players, but it's okay. It's fine. We understand.
Painful night, more like a painful sleepless night. Harry, do you want to hear? Do you want to hear the better top five, Ram? Are you ready to hear the better top five?
So are you saying that you have a better top five than mine?
Yep.
Are you saying that?
Yep.
Okay, Harry, go ahead.
Before I get to that, man.
Your number five. Yeah.
Before I get to that, man, since we're doing this show in honor, in a way, of Sergio Aguero, Sergio, you never thought of Sergio Aguero in your list, Ram? Didn't cross your mind?
Well, okay, to be honest, it did cross my mind. I probably wanted to put him in, if I could have 6 or 7 players, top 6 or 7, maybe he would have been number 6, also. But I just think that there are far too many better players than him. And of course, because he has not been playing a lot of football, so yeah, I guess it was hard for me to put him into that list. So I chose
Okay.
those 5 players because I felt they were better.
Okay,
Simple as that.
fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. All right, so here's my top five. All
I think
right,
mine's better. Go ahead, Harry.
here's my top five. I'll start with number five. All right, and I'll do
Okay.
build it up basically. So number
Okay.
five, I've gone with, this was a difficult decision for me actually. I was contemplating between 5 and 6, and eventually I went for this guy because he was also in my 90s favorite team. He's one of my
Mm,
all-time favorite Premier League players because of, he
mm.
was not an out-and-out goal scorer, but he just had flair, ability. Used to create goals. I think he's got one of the most beautiful hat tricks in the Premier League against Leicester. He scored, which was outstanding. Guys, you should watch it actually. And he's also, his goal has been voted the best goal in the Premier League ever,
Okay.
which was against Newcastle, where he spinned Dabizas and scored. It's the none other than the non-flying Dutchman, Dennis Bergkamp. All right. So I've gone
Mm,
with Dennis Bergkamp at number 5. I couldn't leave him out. He was that good a player. At number
okay.
4,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I mean, I was thinking I shouldn't put him in this list because, and again, this was also something I was thinking about. I should not actually include this guy in this list because this is a list of mortals, of players, right? Of human beings.
Oh,
But then again, I was
okay.
like, I mean, he's got to be considered in the top 5 Premier League strikers for me of all time, just because he was the most natural finisher in the Premier League era.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he's not a mortal basically because in Liverpool he's known as God. He's known as
Oh, I
God.
think I know who this
Yeah,
is.
I've had a I've had
Okay.
a I've had a privilege of meeting him and taking a snap with him in KL as well in the past. But
Wow.
yeah, he was known as God. He's still known as God
Mhm,
for Liverpool fans. A local lad, Robbie
mhm.
Fowler.
Oh, Robbie Fowler. I knew, I knew,
So
I knew you would have had a Liverpool player in your list, man.
So
But yeah, Robbie Fowler's
Robbie
good.
Fowler probably controversial. Some will say. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I had to pick him. It was big inspiration growing up, but I still
Mm-hmm,
think, and he was classed as the best, one of the best natural finishers in the game, in his
mm-hmm.
peak, right? So he had to be in my
Yep.
list for me. We're talking about finishers and strikers. At number
Mm-hmm,
3,
mm-hmm.
I've gone with a man who scored for me or has the most dramatic moment in the Premier League era for me. He scored a goal in
Who is this?
stoppage time to win the Premier League for the first time, I think, for Manchester City and deny Manchester United the title. He's a man who is leaving Manchester City now, but Sergio Kun, and I think the way Martin Tyler summed him up as well, Aguero has to be in there at number 3.
Aguero.
I mean, I
So
had to
you
put
had
him
him on
in.
your list.
I had to have him in my list simply because I think that moment was magic. Watching that live was magic, but also
Wait.
over the years, he's scored some unbelievable goals. He's a legend for Manchester City. He's going to have a statue, I think, at the end of the day at the Etihad as well. So, I mean, and he's just a fantastic finisher, ability with the ball as well. So I had to have him in.
Great choice, Harry. Great choice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. Tell me your top 2, man. Tell us.
Who do you think is on? Who do you think is second, man? I've gone with someone who's also on your list, but is low on your
Okay.
list. So I've
Mm-hmm.
gone with a man who, wow, he was just flair, man. This guy was just flair, bro. He came to Arsenal as a left winger, became a striker, but he used to drift out left, and he changed the game, I think, for Premier League strikers, the way the game should be played. It was typically in the past just a big number 9 up front, the strikers, or a number 10, but he used to drift out wide, create chances, score goals. And yeah, I mean, Thierry Henry, there was no one like Thierry Henry. So I had to have Thierry Henry in at
Okay.
number 2.
Fair enough.
And this was
Fair
a
enough.
tough one, but between number 1 and number 2. But I went with number 1 purely because this guy, man, is a top Premier League goal scorer of all time. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Of course.
He's just a pure finisher. This guy used to head goals in. He used to score from outside the box. He could score all kinds of goals with his left foot, right foot, with his head. He was a towering presence. And also the other thing I liked about him was he played for unfashionable clubs in a way. He played for Blackburn.
Yeah.
He won the
And won the
Premier League
league.
with Blackburn.
Mm-hmm.
He then had offers for Manchester United. So Alex Ferguson really wanted him, but he went to play for his boyhood club, Newcastle, which told me a
Newcastle.
lot about
Yeah.
the character of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he played there till the end of his career when he probably could have moved on because that's how good he was as a striker. So I had to go with and none other than Alan Shearer. So
Alan
that's my
Shearer.
top five, man. That's my top five. And like I said, I think
Mhm.
it's a far better top five than yours, Ram.
That's what you think, bro. That's what you think. I think mine's better than yours anytime. Viewers out there, if you want to debate, tell us whose top five is better. Or
And
if you
leave,
think you have a better top five, tell us. Tell
yeah,
us, comment.
leave that in as well. And one thing I will say is, Ram. So I just have to mention this, right? So
Yeah.
like I said, when I was deciding my number five, I picked Dennis Bergkamp, but I left out a guy who, for me, drops
Hmm.
down to number six. I also had
Okay.
Cantona in my top 10. If you talk about top 10, I had Cantona, I had Drogba, I had obviously Luis
Hmm.
Suarez, Harry Kane,
Yep.
Wayne Rooney in there. But
Yep.
this guy, for me, is probably not in anyone else's top 10 or very few people's top 10. But he missed out for me,
Okay.
and I just want to give an honorable mention to Jamie Vardy.
Oh
Uh,
man, Jamie
Simple reason
Vardy.
is this guy came from non-league football from Fleetwood Town, I think it was, and took
Hmm.
Leicester to the Premier League title, something they never dreamt they could win. And he's been
Yeah.
scoring goals ever since. Every year, he's pretty much always in the running for the Golden Boot as well, and playing for Leicester. So, I mean, I
Mhm.
had to give an honorable mention to Jamie Vardy because I think when he does retire, he'll go down as one of the all-time great Premier League strikers. So, honorable mention to Mr. Vardy.
Well, yeah, Jamie Vardy is definitely, is bound to be in somebody else's top five. So, do tell us. We want to know from you. We want to hear from you, and we want to actually mention your top five in our upcoming shows. Next time around. So, what do you think, Harvey? Honestly speaking, right? Do you think there could be any other players, that could be better than the 20 that you've just mentioned earlier in the beginning of the show? Do you think there could be?
You mean up and coming strikers, or you mean that someone we may
up
have
and
left out?
coming up and coming strikers, do you think they could ever be
Oh,
an all-time better one?
wow, man. Difficult to say who's really. I mean, depends, right? Because uh, I mean, I think, but this is the problem. I don't know whether you class him as a striker, but I think Mo
Okay.
Salah should be thrown into the argument because he scores goals, even though
Mm.
he's a left or right winger. I mean,
Mhm.
he basically goes for the golden boot every year. So I think you can class him as a striker potentially. And then if that's the case, you probably could include him. But it's a gray area because whether he's a striker or not. Um, in
Marcus
terms of
Rashford, what do you think, Harry? Marcus
he
Rashford?
could go on to become,
Yeah.
yes, Marcus Rashford could very easily go on to become. I mean,
Hmm.
he's having a bad time now, but Aubameyang
Yeah.
could possibly go on to become a great as well. Uh,
Mason Mount from Chelsea, what do you think?
he's a midfielder, so I don't think he will
Oh
get
yeah,
into that.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not gonna get, yeah.
Who else will I? Can I think? I mean, Manchester City. If they go and get, or if someone goes and picks up Erling Haaland, then I think he will
Oh,
definitely make it into one of the top Premier League strikers of all time in a few years' time.
dude,
Yep. So
when you're talking about Erling Haaland, no, I'm like, I'm just hoping that he signs for United, man. Seriously, I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, please come to Old Trafford. Don't go to the other side of Manchester, man. No, no, no.
yeah, so, I mean, yeah, but he's going to be a lot of money. But yeah, but I think if he comes to the Premier League, will go down as one of the best Premier League strikers by the time he leaves the country. So yeah, it's been
For
an
sure.
awesome show, man. Ram, hasn't it been fun?
Mhm. Oh, it's been fun. It's been fun, and it's been even more fun watching you. In a very sleepy mode,
Yeah.
tired mode, upset because Liverpool lost. That's been more fun as well. But the players that have actually chosen top five. Honestly, Hurry, I think you have a really good number of players, but I think mine is just better.
I
I
will
think
see,
mine is
man.
just
We'll see, Ram.
better.
Awesome, guys.
All
Listen,
right.
it's been an awesome show. We've had fun doing this. We want you guys to participate as well. Let us know who are your top five Premier League strikers of all time. Does Sergio Kun Aguero make it in that list? What do you guys think of Sergio Aguero's time at Manchester City? Is there ever going to be
Mhm,
a better striker or a striker that replaces him in Manchester City and takes on the
mhm.
mantle from Sergio Aguero, or even becomes a bigger or better player than him by the time he leaves? So yeah, let us know your thoughts. And
Yep.
yeah, it's a shame we're losing a great striker around in the Premier League, but yeah, I mean, it's been great having Aguero in the Premier League. I think.
Yep. Yep. It has been. Kudos to him, Aguero. If you ever watching this, uh, cheers to you. Thank you for all the wonderful moments in the Premier League. And now good luck to you. All the best to you. Cheers.
Cheers, man. All right, awesome. Ram, listen, it's been a pleasure doing this with you again, man. We're going to come back with
Always.
better content moving forward as well, guys. We've got some
Yep.
awesome things lined up for you guys. We're going to be debating a lot more different things actually coming up. We've got some debates coming up
Yep.
moving forward as well, and of course
Mhm.
some very interesting guests I would say coming forward. So we'll keep that as a surprise. But for now,
Yep.
we're going to sign off from the plot. Ram, you want to sign off?
All right. All right, everyone. This is from the plot signing off. This is a show for the fans.
By the fans, come on, Liverpool!
Come on, United. GG, MU.
Cheers,
Cheers.
guys.